The biggest mistake you'll ever make as an artist is trapping yourself in concrete. And the worst part is the world will pay you to do it. Rigid concrete, the death of ideas, the death of creativity. Yep, they all want your sparkle, but they all want you to just stay still. This is the central myth we're going to demolish right now. The confusion between your artist's style and your artist's voice. This is not another artist or art channel that teaches you how to paint. This is for the real work, the psychological and emotional struggle of being an artist. Getting this wrong is why you burn out. It's why you feel like a fraud at times. It's responsible for the imposter syndrome. It's why success can actually feel like a prison eventually. Let's get this straight. Your style is a recipe. It's a formula. It's the loaf of sourdough bread that everyone loves and wants to buy from you again and again. Your voice is the baker. The voice is you, the one who knows how to make sourdough, but also secretly makes rye bread with caraway seeds and peppercorns and all sorts of added delights. The one who can bake over a campfire if they have to. The baker's the one who's inventive, resourceful, and wild at times. But here's the trap. The world, the big world out there, galleries, clients, social media, whatever, doesn't reward the wild baker. It rewards the predictable bread. It rewards the formula. And that right there is how you can easily make money as an artist. We'll do a whole video or 2 or 3 on that. If you want and you need to make money, well, it's not that hard. This part is the hard work. That world out there wants 50, 100, and in my case, 4,000 more loaves of that proven bestseller. And they will chomp it up if you get that special little trick right. So you get good at the sourdough recipe. You build a brand. You become the sourdough king. And you get the contracts, you can pay the mortgage, you build a great reputation on that one single recipe, and your ego loves it. It's so actually quite healthy. It develops a very strong sense of self, and it does pay the bills. But you're also, paradoxically, betraying yourself one loaf at a time. It's not black and white. So I'm not saying making money is bad. I've made quite a bit of money out of knowing what this is about. It's just saying that once you're aware of these two things, you know, the yin and the yang, the paradox, you can actually create a new way of going about your work that will honour yourself and yet still be able to put your brand out there, to be able to utilise style. But when you don't know the difference, you'll get trapped. The success will trap you, and you will lock your creative voice in the basement while the style will get all the glory upstairs. And that discomfort, you eventually start to feel that late night emptiness, that feeling of being an imposter in your own studio. It comes. That's your voice. That's your true creative soul rattling the cage. You've blocked the volcano if you do it too much. And the pressure is building. And then we start blaming the galleries, the market, you know, there's a big downturn. The customers won't let me grow, you know, they're keeping me stuck. But we built the prison. We handed them the keys willingly. It was a trade-off. It's always a deal with the devil, but it's good fun. So how do you get your power back? How do you do it? You have to be willing to let it all burn down. Not literally, but metaphorically. You've just got to face the fact that your style is not you. Just like get it clear. The approval of your style is not the approval of your soul. It's nothing more than a loaf of bread that won favour for a little while. And the only question is, who's going to get sick of it first? You or the world? You can choose to be in charge here. You can choose to let the destroyer Shiva come in and smash the delusion that you are your brand and smash up the little shop, the persona and the stale bread. Because your persona is not who you are. It's a mask. It's the loaf of bread, a loaf of bread, one of many loaves of bread. You can't build a new path until the old one is completely torn up. You've got to redo the foundations. Many artists get wiped out around here. At this stage, when the artist becomes really sick and tired of being sick and tired, when the artist becomes sick and tired of doing the same thing and everybody only wanting the same thing, and when they've done like thousands of paintings of the same thing, it's really hard to disengage because of that money. It's something you think, I don't want to give that up, but you think there's only one way, that you're going to have to give it up in order to be yourself. That's actually an error, because you don't have to blow yourself up completely. However, what you have to blow up or get rid of or understand or get clarity on is that your style is not your voice. If you've over-identified with your style and you've let that brand take over who you are, then this is going to feel more existential and you're going to get really angry. So angry about that the crisis becomes 10 times worse. And a lot of very creative artists will just start experimenting like really radically, and often their clients and the galleries don't like it. Don't worry, I've tried it all. You know, you risk reputation and all sorts of things. But there is a different way of going about this. But as I said, the thing to get is the clarity about the difference. That's the delusion we've got to bring down. That's the thing that's got to be wiped out. If you don't get it, a lot of artists at this point in their career will actually stop painting. They just give up because they think they're the bread. And maybe the market gets sick of you. Everyone's bored with your work, or you are. It doesn't matter which way it goes. And when the bread is no longer wanted, if you've over-identified with the bread, the style, you'll believe that you're worthless. And you'll either sink into depression or get really mad about it and angry. And that's often why a lot of artists actually give up at that point. They just say, nobody understands the real me, or they just can't face it. They just feel like a kind of a prostitute. And often they never create again. How many artists have you seen, and especially young artists, in particular ones that have been to university? That's another topic. But the courageous ones, the ones who are ready for the real work, they remember who they are. They remember they were never the bread. They were always the baker. And the baker is free. This channel is my mission to help you demolish the loaf, to debunk the myths and liberate you from the fear of breaking your formula, and to tackle the burnout and imposter syndrome at their source, so you can get on with a really creative life. I'm Helen Norton, and there are no painting demos here, only the focused work to get your power back. Subscribe and let's begin.